Yo, what is going on, you guys? It is your boy Aries from Aries Game Productions, and I am going to be playing just a little bit of Greedfall, kind of talking about the stuff that I like about the game so far, and going over some of the neat little things that I like, some things I don't like, and just my overall impression so far. Just fair warning, I am not very far in this game still. I have uh, roughly about, let's see, that's about 4 hours. So I've only played this game for about 4 hours, and so the story is just really good actually right now. I just got through doing a pretty good mission because I'm actually on the island of Tierford. So I
hmm
think I do have my boy Professor Diehard here with me.
What's going on, guys?
Yep. So how long?
Oh man.
What was your how long was your hours on the game so far?
So far, I think actually let me check that right now. Just give me a quick second. I think the last time I looked at it, it was about 7.5 to 8 hours. I just got done doing a few hour stream here recently. So if you want to go check that out, definitely go check it out on my channel, Professor Diehard. But I'm a pretty good little bit. It's not super far into it, but like I've scratched the surface, and we're inside the skin a little bit. So
Yeet. Uh, well, so guys, basically, as you can tell, the game is still really pretty. If you actually look at the
oh,
surroundings
absolutely.
around you, graphics are pretty much on point. Um, and by pretty much, I mean pretty much everything that you actually see in the world like looks good. It looks believable, being in kind of like the colonial, new world type of thing that they're basing the game around. So. As you can see right here, you can still actually go up to things in the wild, get the loot right there. So basically, a lot of it's going to be basically your science or your alchemy stuff and your kind of your bronze stuff, your crafting. So you can start getting stuff from there. You can start by getting different pieces for different armor sets. You can actually do that with certain materials that you get. So it's not necessarily uh, from the crafting like you have to find a certain armor piece and then put it on. You can actually
No,
have
yeah.
the armor pieces available in the crafting part of the
Yes,
actual
yeah.
thing, and that saves you a fuck ton of time. That's something I really like about the
hmm
crafting that they did in this game. It's the same thing for potions and stuff like that. If you want to start doing crafting for potions, you can definitely do that too. It has the same format. So already,
I will say one thing real fast.
mm,
Being able to craft things and do potions are two different things.
yep.
So you have crafting and then you have science, I believe. And you need science about level one and level two. Level one, you can craft some weak potions. Level two, you can actually make bullets and traps and
Hmm.
other stuff. And for crafting, that's how you get more into like taking your weapons that you have and your armors that you have, and you can
Mm.
add attachments to it,
Yeah.
and you build the attachments yourself. So like at the very beginning, you really can't do anything unless you put points towards crafting
Crafting and yeah.
or using science, which that's kind of been interesting because out of nowhere you're just trying to do a couple things. You're like, okay, well I'm out of potions. Shoot, I need to make some more. Well, spoiler alert, you can't. So you have to. That's what I like about the game is because your start of the game can be completely different than someone else's start because you may decide, you know what, I want to focus more on like making stuff, building potions, and maybe being more charismatic versus like being a fighter or something. So you can
Hmm.
build things, and it's completely how you want. But here's the thing: if you don't do potions or if you don't do craftsmanship or intelligence or science, whatever it's called, you can do vigor, which allows you to jump up on things, go to certain hidden areas. Which I just did one. I'm not going to say where it was or what but I ended up getting a very nice sword. It's a gold. It's like a golden. That's not. I can't think of the rarity what it's called in this game, but it was a gold rarity sword. Just because I had vigor level 2, and but yeah. So yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
back to what you were saying.
Uh, So yeah, the so graphics are on point. I think, but me and Dai were also talking about this too. If you're not a big fan of proper lip syncing, sometimes that's not that's going to kind of bother you a little bit
Yeah,
if you
it's
get bothered by
definitely
that.
not. It's not amazing, but then
Yeah, it's
again,
not
if
the
you're playing like
best.
anime games, like Dragon Ball Z games, or
hmm you're going to be
J
used to it. Yeah.
Stars, and some people be like, "You play J Stars?" I'm like, "God, come on, guys!" Like we. Sorry, one last thing. A guy commented on the stream. I got to say something about it. The guy was like, "How's the game?" I'm like, "Oh, it's fantastic." Blah blah blah. And the guy said, never mind. It sounds like your guy like tells you what to do. It's too much hand holding." Dude, we've gotten to the point in gaming that we're so damn nitpicky about everything that like it's one little thing that's not even a big deal like stops us from enjoying a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that's I feel like what happened in J Stars a little bit. Everyone's got so mad at J Stars, but it's actually a really fun game. It's not perfect, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue on.
But yeah, because then they were like, "Oh, we need one with better graphics," and they got Jump Force. Unfortunately, Jump
And
Force is
yeah,
not a better game, sadly.
nope.
It's still a fun game for one person. The best thing about J Stars is that you could do it with two or potentially more people.
Huh.
So
So much
that's
fun when me and Aries are playing that together.
yeah, it's awesome.
So much fun.
So just it's basic stuff over the graphics and everything like that. The next thing, the actual UI of the game is actually really smooth. I don't really see the
Mm-hmm.
UI popping up and interfering with me. The
Sure.
tactical pause, um, really
Useful as
good.
crap.
Because the only thing I really use tactical pause for is like I originally thought I would, which is now that I actually invested enough into Magic, where I saved up enough to where I actually have getting more all-rounded. My guy's still melee based, but he's becoming more well-rounded right now, which means I'm going to start
Nice.
investing in the big skills first before I start branching off. So that way
Cool.
I can do at least you have options to do different things if you need to.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
so I basically started doing that, and what I also started to realize too was basically one of the downsides that I found out about the tactical pause is pretty much what I have said in one of our previous videos. You only use tactical pause to potion, stasis, anything like that. That's what you use tactical pause for in this game. There's absolutely nothing else you use it for, and so
Yeah.
that's kind of a drawback.
Because like Dragon Age, it had something similar, and you can control what your companions are doing.
Yeah.
Which this game, you know what this game kind of reminded me of? It kind of
Mm.
reminds me. You played the Persona series, haven't you?
Yeah. Mm.
Okay, well, in Persona 5, you played a little bit about that game. Well, in the Persona 3, which a lot of people either love or absolutely hate its freaking guts, you don't control your companions in that game. Did you know that? It's
Yeah.
a freaking turn-based RPG, and you don't control them, which means like if you literally have to like hope to God they do the right things because like they'll be like, oh okay, well I'm going to use this ice attack, and it's an ice monster, so you
Yeah.
actually give it health. It's just like, oh, for God's sakes, because you can't control their individual moves. And it's kind of like that in this game because like all you want to do is like be able to tell your party, hey, go do this, or
Yeah.
don't attack too hard, fall back a little bit, and you really can't do that,
hmm
which is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
And
That's
that's a
what.
weird graphical glitch I'm seeing right now. That's weird.
That's
Sorry, continue on.
it's weird just because like I'm from somebody who's used to playing Kingdom Hearts 2, and I can go into the
Mm-hmm.
menu and tell Goofy and Donald how to deal with the
Say
people that
goofy
I'm
ass.
Goofy ass. Yeah, I can
Goofy ass. Yo, goofy ass.
I can literally tell them how I want them to act. So
Sure.
that's very useful. And then coming over, to this game and being like, I hope I hope they're doing that. But generally, I've actually found the party members are actually very useful in this game still. Like
They
they will,
are, for
they,
sure.
they're not gonna run through an invisible wall and leave you for dead. Like they're gonna stick by you. They're gonna
No.
attack. They're gonna support you. And so that's really useful. Especially my girl
Yeah.
Ciora. She is.
She's so hot and fire, you know?
Golly. But she's extremely useful because right now she's the only person that can use magic besides me, so that's actually
And I
extremely
think she
useful.
heals the party, doesn't she? Is that what she does? I haven't
I can't
noticed
remember if she
it just yet.
does. Yeah.
I don't know if she does that.
Um, but Next thing, quest. The menu is actually once you kind of get used to the L1, R1, R2, L2 stuff kind of going on. Menu's pretty accessible. You've got your map here. You've got you have your codex. Yes, the lore is actually in the game. So
Oh yeah, I need to look at that a little bit.
I looked at it a little
Just
bit from last night when I was playing it, but
yeah.
so we have
How extensive is it?
right now mine is it's not as extensive. So I mean you have like your notes, things that you find throughout the world, like you'll find like little collectible stuff. You have your guides, you
Mm-hmm.
have like combat basics.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
have the ingredients that you actually gather. Um, It'll tell you a little bit about like what they're used for, what they're ingredient for. It'll tell you where they're found too. So like for this one, like the pine
Okay, that's
resin
nice.
will be like, oh, it's found in the redwoods or Vale of the Great Battle or like something like that. It'll tell
That's
you.
actually pretty helpful.
It'll tell you a lot about that. You've got creatures. So you've got the bears, pretty much of the wild. You have the brown oog, and you have
Yeah, I've
the
been finding them a lot
buffalo.
here recently.
You have an andrig, which is like one of those little ram things that you actually fight in the arena. Actually, if you this game does have the arena.
Yeah, I was actually about to mention that about with the party.
Hmm.
And this could completely be just because we were under leveled and they have skull crosses over their heads.
Hmm.
But the thing is, if you know, okay, here's the thing with here's what I like about being a technical class because there's three classes. I think I can't remember what the first one was called, like strength build or it's technical and magic, and the other one I can't remember what the other one was. But with a technical, you can use traps, and there's these traps that literally melt their armor. So
Hmm.
you can do that, and you can actually be pretty smart, and you don't have to worry about, you can take out the enemies pretty well if you know how to dodge, and you're pretty smart. But like your AI, on the other hand, that's another story. They'll literally just like start fighting them, and like they have nothing to fight them with, and they just get wrecked immediately. So you're kind of left by yourself. That's why I wish you can control your allies a little bit more. Uh, so I don't know, because I feel like you get kind of left to die a little bit because they go down so freaking fast because the enemies are so overpowered. And there's no way you can be strategic about anything, especially if you're not like a technical build like me.
Hmm.
But yeah, but the arena is really fun. It's definitely a challenge. It's not easy for sure. Good lord.
Yeah.
Um, I got to like the level. I got to the fourth trial on
Hmm.
that. And that, dude, I literally went through so many bullets and all my traps, and it was really cool. You can see, go watch my stream. It was actually really fun. I even came across one of the hidden bosses in the game. They're all over the place, and it
Oh
was
yeah.
a really cool boss fight. And it would have been way harder if I was not a technical based character where I can drop some traps down and blow up their armor. Because I'm telling you, some of these enemies we have, I don't know if you'll encounter them in a little bit areas, but like they are tough. And if you don't dodge, if you don't parry, you're gonna be deleted with Control and Alt with it.
Yeah.
Um, which I died like a few times, but anywho.
The I guess the only thing on the main menu that's a little bit weird is when you're going to your equipment and you're tempted to do the left or right on the D-pad, and you
Yeah,
accidentally go over to your other
it's
character. You're
so
like, fuck.
annoying.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's
It's
really
so
really annoying
annoying.
about it. But
It's like,
okay.
damn it. Use the analog stick, analog stick. Don't use the D-pad. I'm so used to using the D-pad.
So right
Um,
here, we have just character development tree. You have your skills right here. So this is basically where you're going to spend a lot of your time going into what type of class you're going to start developing. But you also have
mhm.
attributes. So this is what we're talking about. With like
Yep.
strength, endurance, willpower, agility, accuracy.
Yep.
Um, as since I'm doing a melee build, I have like 2 in strength already and 1 in endurance because I want the armor basically. Um, Next I have is talents. Um, so essentially, this is where you're going to have like charisma, increases your chance of some dialogue choices, vigor. That's actually vigor was actually the first one I invested in because um, so lets you pass through certain difficult passages that require balance. So I just wanted to be
Hmm.
able to get across the places. Also, um, increases your maximum ammo capacity and lets you slightly recover HP and magic outside of combat. And
Which
that's
is,
the
I'm going to
most
say this right now,
useful.
you need it.
It's the most
Like,
useful skill to get.
yes, because here's the thing: if you don't have science, oh crap, I need a key for that. If you don't have science or anything to actually make potions,
Hmm.
you're gonna have to buy them. And like, here's the thing about money: money is hard to come by in this game.
Yep.
You have to like keep selling your stuff. I've heard like you can. I don't know if you can actually break down armor pieces or anything for components. I don't think you can do that in this game. So like you have to.
Don't
Can
think
you?
so.
I don't know. I heard from a video you can, but I've not seen how to do that. So I have to look at that myself at some point. But anywho, so like you have to, really save up your money if you want to like, get new armor, new weapons. Here's the thing: if you want to be able to use really good weapons, you have to spend money into not money, but you have to spend points when you level up into that what you call it. If you want to use stronger weapons, you need strength. If you don't have strength, you can't use the higher quality weapons. If you want better armor, like heavier armor, you need what's it called? I think it's endurance. Yeah, you need endurance, which that's also increases your life points, your how much you can carry, I believe, or that's vigor. I can't remember. But if you want to use better guns, you need to put points into accuracy. So I really like this game because it makes you have to sit down and think, okay, what am I going to focus on? Because it doesn't want you to be well-rounded. It wants you to be like, hey, you're either going to go one direction or no direction, and you're going to be a problem,
Hmm.
which I actually really like. And I don't think there's a level cap, so it's kind of not as serious again, because you can, at some point you can get everything, but at the beginning you really have to pick what type of what are you going to do for your party? So, but yeah.
Let's see. Best thing, we're also at the camp right now for the gameplay I have up. Best thing about the camp is, though, you actually have this, it's called a itinerant merchant, and so you can basically buy things at the camp, which is nice. You can, whether you want to do bring or something like that. So it's still, it can still be pretty nice. There's actually, I forgot I can only have. I need to start investing in agility probably next. Is what I actually need to start
That's how
investing
you
in.
get, and that's how you get better melee weapons is
Yep.
agility.
Yeah.
You can't get broken weapons unless you actually have the points into that stat.
Yep. And I do like that there are actual levels for your attributes too. It's not just like, oh,
Mm.
your strength goes up gradually over time. You have to actually spend it, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
For sure.
talents just seem like it's so actually hard to get your talents consistently. They're every 3 levels, which really doesn't help you at all.
I thought they're every
Um,
5 levels.
I think because the next
Is it every
one,
3?
yeah, because I got the first one, and then I think it was at 3 or 4 when I invested
I think
in
it's 4 or
craftsmanship.
5. I
Yeah,
think it's every 5.
so because my next one is level 9, and that's where I either get one of the other 4. I guess that I'm going to start investing in.
Hmm.
Um,
I'm actually about to level up here soon. I'll be able to confirm that here in a second.
because I think I might
Uh,
do science next.
See, yeah, here's the thing, and people say like, well, you can invest in charisma, and I'm like, well, here's the thing. I rather kind of have science going on or craftsmanship where I can make my stuff better. Because there's gonna be times where like you're not gonna come across like better equipment for a good little bit, and maybe not like a really good little bit, but I mean, if you really want to increase your stats without having to spend money, you can easily craft it yourself and not have to hire someone else to make the stuff for you. Which that can cost up to about 140 to 100 gold, depending on what you're doing.
yeah,
So it's best to like serve yourself. Don't be served. Um,
because you
trying to
can come across some more. Oh, we're about to get into a fight right here. All right,
do it.
so
Parry.
that's we got some little guys. We'll take a little nap over here.
Oh, okay. So check this out. You actually can. What you do is it's called recycle. You press triangle at a workbench,
Mhm.
And okay, so there's percentages. So if I'm trying to break down this weapon here, and it says there's 4 leather. I will get 4 leathers, 14 crude iron ores, and 4 refined iron ores. And there's a 50% chance for all of it. So I'm gonna try doing it, and I got 4, 7, and 3. So I didn't get all of it that I wanted. So you can recycle and break stuff down. That's how you get more stuff. So I would recommend doing that for sure.
Yep. Let's see. So talking about the if I can actually get into combat here. I thought I actually had a fight coming up, but I did not because they were all dead. Somehow.
That's
But
like a problem.
yeah, Jesus. But if I can find somebody to fight here, that would be fun. Let's see.
Oh, I found I picked up a freaking triple-barreled pistol. Oh, jeez, they're so funny looking. Let's see.
I think that.
Oh man, come on. I'm not
Oh,
getting
here we go. Okay.
anything.
So as you can see, I've got my stuff up. Magic. So deleted right there.
Control Alt and delete.
Best thing about magic in this game, you don't have to worry about armor. Essentially, you really don't have to worry about it actually at all. But boom, and yeah, we just took care of them pretty quick. They were not very good. They were
Yeah, that's
soundly defeated.
yeah.
But hey, given that I'm still I guess really just kind of in the beginning of the game, I probably actually did too much of exploration and doing stuff because I basically just went around for a little bit and started fighting, bastards basically across the land.
So I was wrong earlier. It says depending on your craftsmanship ability, I think, if you try to recycle stuff, if it says like 6 leathers and 6 iron ores, you'll only get 3, depending on the percentage to the right. So yeah, I think 4-2. Actually, no, it's based on that percentage. I'm not even getting half of that. Never mind. That's really weird. That's weird. That's really weird.
That is strange.
So, Aries, what are you thinking about this game? Like, honestly.
Honestly, so, is there a fight near me? Because that'd be nice. Honestly, I think that at least what this game has going for it right now is that, it's just really just a breath of fresh air, honestly.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
It really is because I think if
Oh, jeez.
because I think if this game really just came out and it sucked within the first hour or two, that I would have been even more
No
disappointed
bueno.
than really a whole lot of other stuff that I've been invested in recently because it would have just been like, I guess because a lot of people are comparing it to like they're like, oh, this is what the BioWare game should have been like, and going forward, and this is what the companies are missing out on, and that's true, but this game is kind of a testament to what happens when you have it's just a preference that people are going to have, and I think most people want a 30 or 40 hour game that's fully finished and completed that actually comes out on release versus a game that's 20, 30%, 50% completed, comes out full price, disappointments. That's literally what people have been saying for the past couple of years. And then we have this game, which is actually the former of what I said, and
Yeah.
it just in the words of Todd Howard, it just works. And
So I've been hearing the same thing too, but they're comparing it, like they're saying, BioWare, where are you at? But you gotta think about it like this too. So did you ever play Dragon Age Inquisition?
yeah,
So, what did you think about that game? Did you ever complete it?
no,
See, I didn't complete it either. You want to know why I probably didn't complete it? Because, like, when I play this game, it feels like Dragon Age Inquisition, but there's so many things about Dragon Age that just kind of feel so generic to me compared to what this game's doing. Like, the first thing I gotta say, the absolute first thing that this game does better than Dragon Age, your armor actually feels like armor.
yeah,
Like, you have a bunch of metal plates on you, right? It's not... why is it that in other games, like when you have like armor on, it doesn't mean anything? It's tied to your HP versus it's not
Yeah,
its own thing.
its
It's
own
not its
thing.
own item.
Well, I think that's
And
why we
and
kind
this,
of like Divinity a lot for what it has for
yeah,
its
because it has
armor.
armor.
Yeah,
And I didn't even think about I completely didn't even think about Divinity that it did
because
that, honestly.
because because when you think about it, you don't just have armor; you have armor and magic armor.
Oh yeah, that's right. And do you
So
have magic armor in this game as well? I think you do in a way, don't you?
no,
Okay, maybe
you
not.
have regular because magic goes through armor.
I just fought another. Just got done fighting another game boss, the hidden bosses, having a
Nice.
blast doing it. Um, so okay, who's attacking us? Oh, it's this random dude up here. Okay.
These motherfuckers.
But yeah, I didn't actually oh God, I'm getting destroyed. Okay, fall back, fall back, fall back. Okay, sorry, I'm kind of playing this as I'm doing this review here too with him. But I didn't finish Dragon Age. Something about the game just like kept pushing me away, and like there was something I just didn't like about it. I mean, the story was great and all. I mean, it wasn't horrible. I mean, I didn't hate it or anything. It's just something about the game just didn't really draw me in. I don't know why. It just didn't draw me in. But this game, and even the combat, I hated it. I really hate the combat in
Yes,
Dragon Age. I'm just gonna say it. I
Dragon
hate
Age
it.
Inquisition's combat is
It's not
absolute
fun.
trash.
It's not fun.
I think that was actually the reason why I put it down, because I'm a pretty big gameplay guy, but it's just because I play a lot of fighting games. I need my
Sure.
fighting games to have some responsiveness to it. Dragon Age
Absolutely, dude.
Dragon Age didn't feel like I was moving in quicksand. Like there are some games that I still like, but you fucking move in quicksand. But
Hmm.
Dragon Age just felt like you were like everything was made of brick and you were made of clay.
Dude, you're freaking being a rogue is the worst class. Like, don't get me wrong, I love being rogues in games. I mean, just you can tell them, Aries. I mean, that's all I love doing is playing as rogues.
Mm.
But you play as a rogue in that game, you literally die in one hit.
Yeah.
You die in one hit. That's it. Like you are donezo. And it's so frustrating because like you have all this dope armor on, you look really great, but the stats don't mean anything for that class. Nothing. They don't do anything for it unless like you're a knight or whatever, the tank build, and that's just boring. Because all you do is just stand there, and there's different skills you can do, but like it's just boring. It's like an MMORPG that's doesn't need to be an MMORPG.
Yeah, that doesn't need to be one. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like with this game, so I will say this, and I've also heard, seen, I've been thinking about like what games could you compare Greedfall to, and I'll be like, okay, Witcher 3. A lot of people have been doing that actually. I've been hearing that a lot.
Yeah,
And
but
I will say
the only
this.
thing about Witcher 3 though is just that like I mean it's there's just not really a whole lot of room for well not I mean there is the customization part of it, but I mean Geralt's pretty much Geralt. He doesn't.
You
There's
can't
not,
really.
there's
You're
not
meant to be.
really
You're role playing as that guy.
Yes.
You're not role playing as your own character.
Yeah. This one's completely. This one pretty much does feel more like an MMO that way. That you're actually like have a character that you actually invest in, and makes more sense with you investing in him.
Oh, I have another thing. But the reason I was going to say Witcher 3 is because the combat in Witcher 3, I'm just going to say it. In Witcher 3, it's way more fluid. Just being honest, and I'm not saying that in a mean way. Just how the sword play is in Witcher 3. I mean, it's better in Witcher 3 than in this game. I'm just going to say it like that. I mean, it just is. And that's not a bad thing. It's just I don't know. I can't really explain it. It feels like in this game there's more. I'm not going to. It's kind of hard to say skill. There's a little bit more things you can do, but they're kind of the same. They have similar type of things going on with it. But here's another question I have for you, Aries. What do you think about the voice protagonist? Because the last time we came into an RPG that did it was Fallout 4.
Yeah. I think he's really good.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I think
Fallout
he
4
actually
was not good.
I think his performance is actually like pretty top notch. Like I don't ever find him really annoying.
Annoying or saying stupid stuff like Fallout 4 because you say a lot of you say stupid things in Fallout 4.
Oh yeah, you say just absolute dick in Fallout 4.
Go away.
Go
Like that's like the
away.
very beginning of the game. But
Yeah,
no, yeah, dude. Like one guy said, like, how's the voice acting? I'm like, actually, not that bad.
yeah,
I'm immersed into the game. Like they sound like they should sound like they're from the 1600s. If this is actually in history, but like that's the sound they have. I mean,
yeah,
they all everything sounds great in my opinion.
yeah.
Um,
And even like the natives, you go to like one like a native tribe and you basically have like a different dialect. It sounds like a different dialect, even like in
there's a lot of
English.
"Harr," like
Yeah,
in there. Have
a
you heard
lot
that?
of
It's like
it.
it's a lot
Yeah.
of rolling of the tongues,
Mhm.
which I thought
Whereas
was
like
funny. I don't know.
a lot of the older like people from the old continent, you don't really hear a lot of that. You hear just kind of like you hear British dialect, of course, but you hear kind of just the old mixture of Euro
Sure.
Indonesian type of stuff with like the
Yeah.
was that oh fuck, the Bridge Alliance, or the guys that
Yeah.
follow,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they kind of have like a Indo-European type of accent too, which was still very
Sure.
common at the time because you
I
still had
can
the
I can
big
definitely
trading
see that.
in. So that's pretty. That in itself is interesting. Um, but the
What do you think about the armors?
armors, they are the base armors. They're all right. Yeah,
The
I
base
think
armors. Yeah, I will
base
say the
armors.
base. There. Yeah.
Base armors are all right looking. It's fucking colonial times. You're not gonna get a fucking spacesuit. I mean, you're just
Well,
not.
sure.
Yeah,
Unless
but
you're Assassin's Creed and you find that they have those freaking super high tech suits, like if you find them or whatever.
yeah,
But yeah.
but at the same time, you can basically still have at least you can at least still have like a good looking thing. And then plus when you get your crafting, that's where you get you open the bag full of worms, where you just basically just go, okay, what do I actually want to put on my armor, which looks cooler, how long am I going to have
Mm-hmm.
this armor? Because I think about that sometimes when I'm actually creating my armors too. Like, am I going to use this for a very long time? If not, am I really
Sure.
going to care about if I want to upgrade it? But once you find something that's really cool, yeah, upgrade the shit out of it and
Heck
make
yeah,
yourself look
yeah,
like a
for sure.
badass.
That's
Yeah.
what's really cool. Like you can own if you like something. I mean, you'll find like a better drop of it in the future. I think. I don't know. I've been finding a lot of if you're finding the same armor, they're usually the same stats. So I'm not
Hmm.
seeing like a mix of like you're not gonna find like a pirate outfit that's like level 45. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been seeing that. Um, but yeah.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think what else. Trying to think what else. There was other things I wanted to say. Um, the story so far is fantastic, in my
Hmm.
opinion. I like it. I think, and we talked about this like I think the first day. Well, actually, the time I streamed and you were playing it too. It was a couple days ago. I like the idea of everyone starts out friendly. You are like in the best position ever. Like the
Hmm.
people around you, like the different factions, they're not all like, "I hate you, you're terrible." They're like, "Okay, we really like you. You're our ally. I like this guy."
Hmm.
But then after that, you can like align with people that align with your beliefs and stuff, which is really cool. I appreciate that. I like that aspect of the game.
Hmm. Yeah, the best thing
Um,
about it too, though, is that like your character, like what you actually are in the game, is pretty well suited for this type of thing because
mhm.
you have essentially um, you're the kind of the go-to. You're the middleman essentially for most of like the actual contracts that you're trying to sign, or the things that are going on politically between the two sides or whatever. And so that's really
Mhm.
interesting. They actually they went ahead and put you in the role. Let your cousin do all the ruling and shit. You're the guy that's actually going out and doing the work of putting all this stuff together. And it just makes more sense that way because you have the interactions between the characters and your character and theirs, or somebody in your party and theirs. So that's where they do kind of steal a little bit from uh, the Bioware in that sense, that you actually have your companions being like, "Hey, we really don't like what you just did," or they want to blow you the next day. Like they'll either want to do one of those two things depending on what you choose. So That's the thing that they did take from Bioware, and they do it better than Bioware right now.
I know. I mean, seriously. The last RPG Bioware came out with was,
Anthem.
sadly, Andromeda. Was it not Andromeda? That was it, wasn't it?
It was Anthem.
Oh, we don't count Anthem. Anthem's shit.
I do.
Uh, I don't. Anthem is garbage.
I
Like,
count
I
it
mean, if you're
because it's
talking
a.
about if you're talking about a game like this, like
Oh, no.
RPG, like different, like different
Oh, like a
choices
single
equal
player.
different
Yeah,
ending.
Andromeda. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mm.
And their last game, Anthem, was absolute horrible, absolutely horrible. But anyway, all I'm trying to say is, this game is like a love letter to fans that just want a great game, like no BS attached to it. They just want to be able to put it in, play it. It's a fair, fun game, great story, great idea. No one's touched this time period other than maybe Assassin's Creed 3 with the Revolutionary War, but it's still not even the same time period. So I don't know, man. I'm thinking about the dialogue is great. I enjoy it. They also pay homage to Fallout 3 in New Vegas, where you being successful in a conversation is based on a percentage, which I actually really like that from the original game. I'll never forget when you're leaving Fallout 3 the vault, and you try to go to Lucas Sims to give you more money for disarming the bomb, and it's like a 3% success rate, and you just keep reloading it just to get that, and you know what I mean? And it's stuff like that just, I don't know. And you don't have to play like that, but I'm just saying, it's just, those are the good days. And I think that system works. Can it be, used for wrong purposes? Yeah, but I don't care. But yeah, anything else you were going to talk about, Aries? I can't think. There's so many things I want to say, but I can't remember everything.
Yeah. So, by the way, the cutscene, if you are watching the stream that y'all just saw, where I'm doing one of the side quests where we're actually doing a trade agreement between the natives and one of the cities.
Oh yeah, I just got done doing that mission.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the reason why I do like this mission right now, and why I'm kind of in love with the side quest right now, is because this is what people did.
Yeah.
Like this is something that's actually very similar to colonialism, where you didn't have everybody just come up to people and start gunning them down in the middle of the street. Like, you actually had a prosperity at a time between people who were actually coming over, and people that were native that wanted to at least, not maybe
Think
not
about
necessarily
Thanksgiving.
maybe not necessarily welcome them. They were basically just there to trade with them, essentially, because some of the groups really just
Sure.
absolutely fucking hated.
Yes, but there's
Get
some of
their
them they're like,
guns.
okay, they're cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of them even felt, good enough to get jiggy with it and started having kids, and or
Eat,
people
eat,
doing
eat.
that. And so for that, for this mission in particular, or this side quest, it actually reminds me of all the times where I would just sit in history class and I would just listen to the stories of colonialism and
I love it.
the
Love
good
it.
and the good and the bad. And this game kind of puts it a little bit more on the table for me, as far as
Hmm.
actually being able to at least type of rationalize what would have how people would have acted, or what's the actual stories that would have been happening around
Hmm.
that time, minus of course the fucking magic and the dark arts and shit. But
But again, that goes back to the idea of they combined some of the best ideas of gaming and just art, and this is what they came up with, and it works.
yeah, that's what I didn't think it would work. I think that's one of the things I do want to talk about, is how it really shouldn't have worked. Because we just invest a lot of time in colonialism with just the kind of the more modern ways of going to war with muskets lining up, people pretty much using gunpowder as their main weapon of choice. When that actually really wasn't the case until probably at least closer to the Mexican American War,
Yeah.
in how that actually kind of came about. And you really didn't have people stop lining up until World War One, when they realized it was a really stupid idea to get people gunned down by a Gatling gun. And or
Yeah.
at that point it was an MG actually, since the
You mean the Civil War? I would say the Civil War still had a little bit of it, but they had the Gatling gun was at that time
yeah
too a little bit.
they started to kind of lean away from it too. People realized that getting shot in the face with a cannonball wasn't the greatest idea, but like the guy
A
from the
little
Patriot.
a little thing to swip. True. A little thing to kind of throw in there real fast. You'll notice this as you continue to play the game, Aries, but like quests are related to each other.
Oh
Like
yeah,
they're not just one and done quests, which that's something I do not like what Dragon Age did not. I don't like Dragon Age for just because they didn't do this. A lot of the side quests you're doing are not related to each other at all. Like it's like, oh, help my son achieve help my son save my son in the cave and blah blah blah. It's just random quests, you know, that supplement a game, right? Well, these quests, like one side quest turned into another side quest that's dealing with the same problem. Like I want to. Have you worked with the coin guard at all in the first city? Did you do any of their missions? Because there's like some missions you can do in the first city when you get not the very first city, but when you the new Serene. Oh, dude, you're missing so many. There are so many missions you've missed then.
yeah.
Like there are some really cool missions that talk about basically, you know, some of the coin guard are basically apprehending the natives for no reason, and they're being jerks. And that quest turns into a different quest that's related. That's like even worse. Like what's going on with the coin guard. I'm not spoiling anything. I'm not going to tell you what happens. But like, and then you doing that, helping that person out, goes into another quest, which then goes into another location in the game, which then takes you to another location in the game.
Yeah, see, that's bad.
That you are it's like they're all connect. That's like 4 or 5 missions that are like related to each other. That's nuts. Like what other? I mean, again, like Dragon Age Inquisition, you're like in one big area and like you're solving problems in this region, so you can conquer it basically. But like, not to the level that this game's doing. Like all the side quests have a purpose and reason, and they mesh well together. Especially when you bring your companions that are related to that quest, they give you good insight and different perspective.
Yeah, just like the I think it was during this quest actually, the one that I'm doing right now, that the guy from the Vots or whatever it is, the Knots, yeah, the Knots, the guy that was your captain. They asked him, you're in the courtroom or something, and your cousin's asking you, like, you know, I wonder if one of the ship people took it. And he's just like, oh fuck no, we didn't take it. He's like, we go on ships. He's like, we don't settle. He's like, we're like doing it. And you actually, but when he's saying it, and just based off of your interaction with him, the best thing about RPGs that work is that you believe when the character says something. So when the guy actually says, we don't fuck around on the land, we like doing the sea, it makes sense. Why? Because his entire identity is based around the sea. Just like it would be like if Siora was just like, yeah, man, I fucking love all these guys coming over here and invading our land. Sounds fucking great time. Like, no, that just doesn't seem like it, because
Oh no.
yeah, it just God, but it just seems like that's true to her character in the story they're trying to tell in the game. And so it makes a hell of a lot more sense. And for that reason, and even like the people who you do the quest for feel like they have a purpose too. They're not just there being like, hey, go fetch 10 rabbits. You know, fucking...
No, my God, and I actually just saw a really great article, Aries, just about that. Like, just what you just said. It was like, Greedfall drops the fetch quest problem, and because of it, it makes it a greater. It's a synonym. I can't think of the right word. It's a summary basically what that article's title was. But basically, it's like they took out fetch quests and just supplemented with actually good story that's relatable and interchangeable with the game, and it's made the game a million times better. That's why I like this game. It's a great idea. The quests are not boring. They're really interesting, and you get invested. And you have a choice whether if you want to be a douchebag or be an actual really great guy. Like, if you decide to go into a fight, you're going to piss off a faction. That's what I realized. I tried to, I'm not going to say who it was, but like I tried to basically stop a fight from happening, and like I failed the charisma check, so I had to go to arms and fight these dudes. And I was like, okay, heck yeah. I mean, I like me some EXP. What's the problem? Then I realized, oh, frick. like I lost relation with the faction just because I did that.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is related, and like how you act, because you are literally an emissary for your own faction yourself.
Yeah.
Like you are representing your own people, and there are different nations that all want a piece of the puzzle. And they see you act up, they're going to hate you for it. Is that not nuts? Like, what other game did that? Dragon Age didn't do that shit.
No, it didn't.
Think about it. What factions were there? I mean, like, nothing like that's actually in depth, really. I mean, like, if there was any faction relationship, it was so like choice based. It was very like, you choose this faction or this faction. Other one hates you. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
No, you know what I'm saying? It was very like A or B, and that's it.
Yeah.
So anyway, sorry, continue on. I don't mean to keep going on rants. This game is just, I'm so damn impressed by 30-man team.
Yeah, a 30-man team made this goddamn
A 30-man team made this game.
Unreal.
I mean, I just got done playing a game called Outward, and I told Aries about this game. He never played it. He probably saw a lot of videos on it. It may not have been his cup of tea. That's totally fine. But me and my brother played Outward. I did a lot of videos on Outward, and guess what? It was a really great game. 10-person team. I think it was less than that, actually. I can't remember how many people were on that team, actually. It's starting to bug me now. But that's my point. It's not about the number. It's not about being AAA that makes a good game. We're seeing that that's not the case anymore.
Yeah. Like full.
Think about
like,
EA.
Fully. Yeah.
It's not the case anymore. Because you can be AAA all you freaking want, but you can still shut out garbage.
Yeah.
And that's what's been happening. And everyone's been eating it up.
Yeah.
And like our standards have dropped. Dude, when I went to go pick up this game, I saw 4 or 5 people pick up NBA.
Oh.
Like, and they may be interested in that type of sports games. Hey, that's them. I get it. But do they understand that game's actually showing gambling to kids when it's rated E for everybody?
No.
And that's not even what the ESRB says that's the rating for. I don't know. That's completely unrelated. But what I'm saying is like we have no taste. I take pride knowing that you and me, we actually have some pretty good taste in games, honestly.
Yeah.
Like we are fair to games. We give it a good shot. That's within reason, honestly.
Yeah, but we're not trying
like
to
Fallout 76. We're not going to play
yeah.
that. We're not going to play that. And like, you want to know why we don't play Fallout 76? Because literally the news that we see from Young, and some people can actually say like, oh, so that means you just listen to YouTubers and not actually play the game.
Nope.
To some extent. Well, to some extent, like I'm not going to play Fallout 76 because it's just a tragedy, and they've lost my trust as a consumer.
Well, because we have like an actual like fucking brain, but.
Oh, that's a very good. That's a very good point. I like my brain.
Not going to be
It's very
fucking
smart.
sheeple. Yeah.
Dang.
But because that's literally like just people who end up buying like Fallout 76 and folks who buy Anthem and.
They do it based on the
folks-
IP, not what's actually in the game.
Yeah.
They don't realize that what they're buying is trash. But they don't. It's trash.
Yeah.
It's garbage.
Like,
Like
it's-
literally, that's it.
Yeah, like it just feels like it actually feels like dog shit. Like when you really do think about some of the stuff, and
When you play a game like this, and then you think about playing, okay, I don't hate Battlefront 2 anymore, but just think about it. I have been so relaxed and having such a great time and just been in love with this game. And I haven't been upset about, dying a bunch of times at Battlefront 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, the quality of games that I'm playing now are just, well, this game is just so much better than, like, Dragon Age and so much better than Mass Effect Andromeda. The combat is great, cool. That's not what makes a great game.
yeah, it's just it is much better.
It's just much better.
Yeah.
Impossible to climb. What? But yeah, I'm sorry. I keep going on rants, and I'm so proud of what's going on here. They even had the great idea. They could have done 1700s, but you want to know why they didn't do that? Because 1600s still included like you having armor and like weapons, like swords and daggers and all and axes and crap. So it's a smart idea. They basically made an RPG in the 1600s. What other game has done that? None. No other game has done that. And it's genius. Like these guys, the idea they had here is, other than like Mount and Blade, Fire and Sword, but that's a good game in my opinion, but like it's good, but it's not everyone's cup of tea. I mean, I like it, but I can only play at certain intervals. But that's what I'm saying. No one else has really hit this.
Yeah, and it's just like it's. I feel like it's another one of those things too where we actually. Well, I think once, just for the sake of argument, once we actually look back at this game, maybe 6 months from now, and somebody's gonna say, well, what did such and such game do for the market? And you're gonna run into people. They'll be like, well, did you guys ever play Greedfall? Gonna be like, no, because we're still up everybody's AAA ass, and that's what
And it's
feels.
amazing how people are okay with that.
Yeah,
They are literally okay with that.
that's what's gonna feel really just unacceptable to me. Is that we basically have this game that's trying to at least honor sort of the tradition of better games,
Good games.
or games that are fucking completed, but um. And
Also, by
we're
the
just
way,
running into
sneak
that.
attacks in this game are broken as crap. I don't know if
Oh
you've
yeah.
tried it yet. What you do is you press the left analog stick. You walk up behind the enemy and press stealth attack or whatever it's called, and literally you just pierce your sword to their chest, and it's just like so much damage. It's nasty. It's awesome. Sorry, continue on.
That's called getting
But
outplayed, actually, right there. But
but yeah, I want to hear what people are thinking about this game. I'm surprised. There's a lot of people that did not even know about this game
yeah,
at all. Like no one knew about it. I think Aries, and I may be wrong, but like you saw the original video, but like I kept reminding you about this game. Like, dude, Greedfall's gonna be really good. Like I'm excited for Greedfall.
yeah,
And
you basically told me most of actually what I thought I needed to know about it. Really.
yeah, because I was like, have you seen anything on it? You're like, no, not yet. I'm like, dude, seriously, check it out. This is going to be something else. And guess what, dude? We're both just like, I know opinions can change. So and we should definitely post a video on it after we maybe beat the game, or maybe just like maybe 30 hours in or 20 hours in. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
But as of right now, wow.
Yeah, I mean that's literally man, that's all you can say really. I think at least is just like just because me and you, Dad, like we've been through pretty much most of the really kind of shit ass parts of the
We
last
have.
couple of years of gaming because we participated in kind of what feels like the downfall of civilization essentially.
I mean,
And
we
it
saw
was
it. We saw like all these games that were supposed to be good, and they just weren't.
yeah.
Like they weren't. Like I'm trying to remember. There's some. What games? Like I remember I know what you're talking about because like I remember talking to you about some games and like shit. You know what I'm talking about? We went out and bought it and then like we started playing it and like it was trash and we both sold it. Like what games are we talking about? I can't remember.
Damn, I can't. I mean, No Man's Sky was definitely one of them.
Yeah, that one for sure.
No Man's Sky was
Dude.
just one of those games where it's unforgivable, and then the other one was I mean, we did the same thing to Battlefront 2.
Yeah, we ripped that game a new one, which it deserved at the time.
Yeah.
At the time, it did deserve it. Over
Yeah.
the summer, I was not happy.
Yeah, over the
Oh
summer
my
was
god, dude! Oh god, the armor looks so cool. Sorry, I found an awesome drop, and I got a gold set of stuff. But yeah, no, we've seen some crap here recently, and it's annoying because like you're wanting to get excited about games, you want people to get excited with you. But the games just end up being trash, and you trade them back in. I'm tired of doing that. I'm tired of spending money on games. I think Assassin's Creed Odyssey is one. Like, no, I'm trying to be mean on Odyssey. I mean, it's an okay game, but it's boring. There's so much. It's too long. And that sounds like a nitpicky thing. I get that for sure. I get it. Game's too damn long. Do you know how ridiculously long and all over the place that game is? Like the you are a mercenary going around, so I get like you're going to be getting a very wide net of like different types of quests. So I'll give it that on that end. So it's not all bad. but just like the voice acting is not very good in my opinion. I hate Alexios' voice actor. He's like,
Mm.
I am Spartan. I talk like this the entire time, and it's like, oh,
Yeah,
for God's sake, I
yeah.
don't want to
The
hear that.
it's really
Um,
it's super over the top for some. Which I mean, if they were going for like a 300 style Zack Snyder game, then yeah, maybe they'd work in that
oh,
scenario.
I would have
But
loved a 300 game like Assassin's Creed.
because if you think about it, that's what fucking what's his face the guy that plays Leonidas. So it's his actor's name.
Oh shoot, I
Gerard
can't remember
Butler.
his name.
Yeah, Gerard Butler. And so his entire goal is just to be over the top. But in certain ways, he's not over the top the whole movie because he actually has some fucking range, believe it or not. But there's kind of like just to me the principle of still being like that thing where you're just like, oh, okay, well, the voice acting does have, whatever the voice acting, you can turn the voices off. What about the gameplay? And you're just like, well, the gameplay still sucks. Like you can have both, the best of
Yeah,
both worlds.
I mean, like you talking about like Odyssey.
Mm.
I mean, like I will say that the game it's interesting. Like, so I will say this: the relationship between Athens and Sparta and you participating in the battles. Do you know how much they mean?
Mm-hmm.
They mean nothing. Like it doesn't matter. Like I'm not even trying to be like negative when I say that. It literally doesn't matter if you participate in battles, if you do this or that. Up until like a certain point, maybe, and I haven't gotten to that point because it's such a long thing. But like all the quests you do, they're all like this. There are a lot of the same things. It's a lot of fetch quests. You do this, you do that. Alexis, you're my bitch. You do that, you do this. That's literally what it is, and it's so boring. It's so unengaging. You don't. Yeah, you can be a mercenary you want. Sounds cool, but like I'm so tired of the whole. You can be this ambiguous character that is ambiguous in everything he does, and go try to find some clarity in your game of
Yeah.
who your character is. And like I don't like ambiguous characters. I like
So you're
someone that's already
talking.
defined. You know what I'm saying? Does that make
Mm-hmm.
sense? Like I'm like in this game, you're like royalty, man. Like you are like one of like the most important people in the new world. You are literally on top of the crap, and like your choices affect everything. And Assassin's Creed Odyssey is just not really the same. I mean, you can make some choices, but like I don't know. I'm going to stop talking because I feel like I'm kind of being a little bit false with some of the things I'm saying. It just didn't get me, honestly. You still there, Aries? I think he went to go do something. So, yeah, guys, I'm trying to think what else we can talk about. Each stats affect what you can do in the open world. So, it's best to, son of a gun, I keep using the wrong thing. You got to make sure that you're doing the skills that you think are going to help you the most in the real world, which I think it's vigor. I think it's having craftsmanship or science so you can craft things. It's whatever's making your guy stronger, not weaker. That's the idea. Um, Figure out what type of who you're going to ally with. And like at the beginning, it's kind of hard to see who you're going to ally with. It's all about kind of up to you. But when you make a decision, stand by it. Don't just keep going back and forth. Like support a faction that you want to support. Sometimes you're gonna have to make the decision that like you maybe don't think you need to make, but like you still need to. At the very beginning of the game, you can either turn in this guy or not, but like he has some sort of reason to do the thing he did, but then again, not really. So turn him in, and it's okay. So I don't know. What else? What else? What else? The characters are really great. The combat does feel really good. You have the Fury ability, which allows you just to seriously just swipe left on everybody you see, which is very nice. It feels very good. The attacks are not as in depth as like Witcher 3, which like the sword play is definitely its own thing for sure. In this game, it's definitely very like singular combat, like sword stroke, sword stroke. Not like any combos, which I wish there were combos in the game. That'd be dope. But again, that's just not how this game's built. And I get it. It suits the purpose of it. It's not like you're automatically attacking and stuff, which I can't stand. Like it's like a mix of like the best aspects of Dragon Age combat with the best aspects of Dark Souls mixed with the best aspects of Witcher 3. Or it kind of lacks the best aspects of Witcher 3. It'd be nice to be able to, do a little bit more in terms of like combos with swords and learn different techniques, like maybe like Kingdom Come Deliverance, where you can learn different sword techniques. But you know what I'm saying. What else is there? I really don't know. Again, I am. Let's see. I want to save my game. Actually, it tells me just how long I've put into. Let's see. What's my new save going to say? I was at 8 hours 7 minutes. Where am I at now? Let's save again. Where am I at? Maybe at. Okay, I'm at 8 hours and 28 minutes. That's where I'm at. So, yeah. Let's see. Definitely, it pays to look around a lot in the game. Try to find different stuff to go investigate, and you'll find some loot box. Not loot, I almost said loot boxes. You'll find some good stuff, some good drops, and you can recycle it, break it down, and get more components, which you will need later on, like crafting and stuff, which is very, 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 very useful. I'm really trying to think. Okay, so I'm actually trying to figure out a way to get through here. Keep your eye open for veins in the mountains. You can get some ore off of it, which is really nice. Through the towns, you will find boxes that have like ammunition and different, et cetera, stuff you can pick up, which is very useful because you will need it. Especially because sometimes you'll run out of ammunition, and you need to make sure you have some more with you, or pick up some here and there. And it has some gold and some other stuff you can pick up as well. Yeah, I don't know where Ares went, but I think he's probably talking on the phone, or he has something coming up. But yeah, I also want to encourage you guys, if you are watching the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to Ares Gaming Productions. He does a lot of cool stuff like this all the time. He's going to keep doing videos on Greedfall, if I'm correct, and he's just been really enjoying it, just like I've been really enjoying it. And I don't know where the heck I'm going in my game, because I thought I can go a certain way, and it looks like I can't, so whatever. Yeah, guys, if you're thinking about picking up this game, I can't give a higher recommendation. Like, I really can't. Like, Greedfall, honestly, has been the game I have been so excited about for the longest time. And I remember the first trailer came out of it, and I was like hooked on it ever since. So, and it feels so good to finally have this game and be able to play it and just really digest what it's offering. Have I already been this direction? That's cool. Yeah, this game literally is just so cool. I'm looking forward to a game where you can go back, play it, do different decisions, and it's something I'm looking forward to doing. I'm looking forward to, if that's actually available. I think there are different ways you can do stuff, but I'm just looking forward to it, man. I really am. So, I have a better pistol, but that doesn't. Ooh, a rusty dispersion pistol. Not really warranted. 200 gold there. Are you back, Ares?
Yeah, I had to take a call there.
Yeah, you guys. That's what I figured. I was like, okay, let's do this. Let's do this, baby.
Let's fuck up the stream.
Ares has a really small penis. Let it be known. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, it's very large. I mean, what? But yeah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, what the hell, boy? What the hell, Bobby? But yeah, I said a lot of different crap. Oh, the helmet I liked is not there anymore. But I said a lot of good stuff, man. I just, get the game, give it a chance. This game, these developers, Spider, if you look up things they've done in the past, they've had some, they've not had very good hits, honestly. Not to my knowledge. And just thinking about it now, like, it's ridiculous how much of a hit this is.
I say this might be one of them, but
I mean, it's a dang hit. Like, it is. Yeah. It's very impressive to hear just how good this game is. And if you do not pick it up, I'm just telling you, you're missing out on a really cool experience.
Yeah, at this point,
and probably an experience you haven't. Sorry, continue on.
you're just doing no. I was just gonna say you're doing. I feel like you're doing yourselves a misservice
A
if you don't.
huge disservice for
Yeah.
sure.
So
I mean, if you want to look at Ciara's gorgeous butt, man, you can do it. I mean, look, this is it's in the game. No, I'm just kidding.
damn.
But like, yeah, no, for sure, it's a huge disservice. I think game companies like these guys, they deserve your money, and it's not even $60. It's like
Hmm.
50. Come on, how can you go wrong with that? Like, I don't know. Seriously, that's what breaks me down sometimes. Like you have these stupid game developers who are like, oh, this game's worth $60. Would you like to lie to me one more time? No, sir. That's like $20. That's what it's worth. Um, but yeah. So, anything else you want to say?
Yeah. So, sorry about that, guys. I was just had to take that call,
You douche.
but damn.
I'm just kidding.
But overall, um, uh, I guess if I really just had to summarize most of what I actually feel about the game right now, it's just a lot of freedom that I hadn't felt in a very long time, and that's why the game probably actually does seem so good right now. Is that if this game had come out under like regular circumstances, like if the premise of this game and the things that we could do probably came out maybe at about like 2004, 2005, this game would be shit compared to everything else that came out that year. Like this game would feel like garbage, but because you have to remember what came out in 2005 too. 2005 was a fire year for video
Mm-hmm.
games.
Sure. I'll agree with that.
Uh,
But
Battlefront
what
2.
happened?
Battlefront
What
2.
the hell happened?
What the hell? But just remember what happened. All right, we went from Battlefront 2 came out in 2005. The Kingdom Hearts 2 also came out in 2005. And I believe I want to say one of the Fables came out in 2005. I think it might have been the first Fable.
Maybe Fable 2? I don't.
No, Fable 2 came
I
out
don't.
like 2008, I think.
Yeah, maybe. I
But
don't know. Just. Yeah.
um, but regardless, so right now, like it's like a lot of people have been saying, the game's filling a void that we've kind of been left feeling for a very long
We
time.
haven't had any games like in so long.
And so it is. It's refreshing. Gameplay's refreshing. Um, God, spiders. If you're listening, I know there's only 30 of
Sponsor us.
you. That and try to do something with the lip movements. Just
Oh yeah.
whenever you get the time,
I think they're
whenever.
going to work on it. And I think they're going to do DLC for the game. I don't think they're going to stop with the game. I think they have some really cool stuff. They have a really great formula right here,
Yeah, they do.
and I think they'll work on it. I mean, I'm not. Oh wow, that's interesting.
If people aren't careful, I mean, they're gonna run away with some of that. At least for some of those folks that are missing the type of Bioware stuff, then it's the way to go, essentially. Um, so I feel like if this keeps going on for a very long time, like they just like actually keep kind of this frame, and they keep doing it and better, like throughout the games that they do, it'll end up being something like Warframe, like the studio for Warframe, where you had like not a very big developer comes across a really good way to revitalize a franchise, and I feel like if Spiders was smart, they would want to do the same thing to this.
Do what again? I'm sorry.
Like how remember how like people were always talking about how Warframe was something that wasn't supposed to succeed either, and it's one of the most goddamn successful things ever,
Mm,
and um, due to a lot of hard work though. Those people worked their asses off, and they laid off a lot of
sure.
people too. I don't think a lot of people remember that, because they were the same guys that worked on Unreal Tournament.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So, I mean, you had a bunch of guys that make that legendary game, and then they get told, like, in the morning, Yeah, the new ideas were not. They're not doing so good. We're letting go about 50% of the workforce. So
Yeah,
like,
that's what happens. Yeah,
yeah.
sad,
So
but it's what happens.
yeah. So basically, I feel like this company at least, if they keep doing what they're doing, and BioWare and Activision and EA and a bunch of these other motherfuckers, if they keep doing the same type of stuff that they have been doing, then they're gonna they're gonna get screwed by their own greed essentially, and theirs will be a greedfall.
I saw a really funny video on Young Yaz video he made. One of the comments is hilarious. He says it's so ironic the name Greedfall.
Yes, I saw that comment. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Think about it.
That's
Just think
ironic
about
as
it.
fuck. Yeah. Which a lot of people thought that they were kind of doing the jab. Like they were like, "What if they actually did it as a jab?" And I was like, "I don't think so." But you know, it's I highly doubt it. It was actually probably just for the game's purposes. But they're like, "One can dream, can you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, well, dreams. It's a dream. It's a fucking. In EA's case, it's a fucking nightmare that never ends.
Yeah, literally.
Literally, just nothing ends. Good for them. Really,
Jeez. I
he
just
did.
had this quest I just did was so awesome. Like you thought I was gonna go one way, it did not. So interesting. I'm not gonna.
Ooh,
I can't talk about it now.
yeah, level 10.
That was a really good quest. I was
What
real
level are you
surprised
right
by
now?
that. I am level 14.
Oh, fuck you, bitch.
Hey, shut up, man. But
Uh,
like, so attributes are attribute points are every 3 levels, and talents are every 4 levels.
mm.
That's what it is. I made sure to check. But yeah, I'm trying to think. What else is there to talk about? I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything. Pick your side, stick by your side, be the best you can be, and just enjoy a game.
Yeah, really. I
Just
mean,
like
yeah,
go and just go enjoy the game. Like if you're on the fence, get off the fence, try it out. If you don't like it, trade it back in. It's that simple. I mean, will you get the same amount you got?
yeah,
No, but it's still worth. Why waste the opportunity of a great game? Like, why
yeah,
waste it? If it's going to be good, why waste that opportunity that you could be playing it?
yeah. I mean,
And you actually may
goddamn
like it
straight.
for
Yeah, I
God's
mean,
sakes.
yeah. It's
So
literally it's literally all you have to do. It's it. It's literally all you have to do.
yeah. So
Just
that's my 2 cents on it. I really don't have anything else to say about it. Everything looks great. The combat's fun. That's yeah. I got nothing else really to say.
essentially, uh, oh man, Tyrone, peace out. If you end up watching the stream later, I didn't see where you're gonna say you're heading out, but
Oh, Tyrone's been there in the
essentially,
stream.
yeah. But I've been so kind of engrossed in my own stuff here that I didn't actually realize it. But the uh, the other thing too that I do like about the game going on right now is that
Hmm.
uh, I usually don't ever feel that I've been really cheated so far as like the actual gameplay. It would be worse, I feel like, if I feel like I was being
Okay.
cheated in the game. Because right
What do you
now,
mean by
like
cheated? I'm confused. What do you mean by cheating?
imagine if you
Or
go in
cheated?
like to the woods, like if you were like, you know, level 2 and you run across a level 20 you know, pack of bears and you just get fucked.
Well, yeah. Well, I will say that like there are certain areas that like you'll figure out real fast where you're not meant to be. Like
Yeah.
you will see the enemies. They'll be like ridiculous high armor, and like you'll know. Okay, I need to leave. And
Yeah.
I've had that happen to me a couple of times. One of the times it was a big boss. It was a mini boss. I found. I got to fight him, and he kicked my butt a few times. But I came back, and it was a great victory, dude. I was so pumped
Mm.
up when I took him down. And it was worth it. It's difficult boss battles like that make the game even more worth it, honestly.
The only thing I
So
will say about the movement in the game that I don't like right now,
what?
why can I not clear rocks?
What do you mean clear rocks?
Like if there's like a little tiny little pile of rocks,
Oh, it stops you.
I cannot hop over them. I have to go the
Oh,
opposite way
is it
around.
is it because you need vigor?
No,
Oh,
there's literally
it's
just
just a
a fucking
glitch.
pile of rocks. Yeah.
Oh, it's just a glitch. Okay, invisible walls probably.
Yep.
I get it.
Yeah, I can understand it, but it's just like sometimes when I'm
It's
like
very
trying to go up the
linear.
hill, yeah, I'm like, oh fuck, okay.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. Also, and make sure you invest in the roll ability when you can, or the magic one where you can like shift, phase shift, or whatever it's called.
Mhm.
Definitely worth it. The first like dodge ability you have is not that great, so it helps out a lot for sure.
Yeah.
Just wanted to throw that out there. What's this do? Does that increase damage? Anything else?
Um. I'd say just all in all, for
Pick
anybody
up the damn game.
yeah, for anybody that ends up watching this and you're having something that's about doing it, I would just say that think
Stop
about
thinking, do it.
yeah, I would say actually think about all the times that you've been fucked getting games recently, and just
Hmm.
think that this is the one game that you'll pick up that won't actually fuck you in the ass. Like it's
I hate it when that happens to
yeah,
me.
our assholes have been repeatedly violated by
Yeah,
other companies, and this is the one example where you're not going to get that. So go ahead, buy it.
seriously.
I'm probably literally 6 or 7 hours into the game myself now, or maybe
Yeah, I'm
five or
8 hours
six.
or so now,
Yeah,
maybe 9.
and I just know it's already a better game than what I originally thought it was going to be, and I haven't even gotten to the meat and
It's
potatoes of
a
the story
dang
still.
good game.
So
It's people say like, oh, it's not open world. Okay, you don't need open world games. You don't. You really and truly. That's the last thing I gotta say. People have this obsession with everything having to be like open world. And I'm like, guys, it's because y'all love open world games that freaking much that I feel like it kind of ruins other games.
mm,
Like you want it so bad, but honestly, it's just not needed. Like,
yeah,
and you say like, Witcher 3 is open world. Well, actually, Witcher 3 is kind of like this game, and it has certain areas. I
yeah,
mean, granted, they're bigger and it's more open
yeah.
world esque. It is a little bit bigger. I will give you that. But like, think about it. It's still kind of the same. And there's nothing wrong with a game not being open world. Just don't let that be the thing that sells you in a game. Like, please don't be that guy. Give it a fair shot.
And
Don't
if you are, I'm going to
let's.
be under your bed tonight because
Ooh.
it's yeah, because it's
Not in a
not
sexual way, in
yeah,
the mad way.
yeah, in the boogeyman
um,
way, yeah. But the thing is about it though, and also but speaking of voice acting too, I could have swore I heard Yuri Lowenthal in this game. I could have
you probably
swore
did.
um
You probably did.
he sounds like one of the generic like the generic bandits you actually fight on the road.
Oh yeah,
He
that's funny.
sounds like he's one of them.
We'll show them what guards are made of. Sorry,
Um,
I'm obsessed with that line of the game.
completely
Um,
unrelated. Since I feel like I've talked about this as much as I can for right now.
seriously,
At
there's nothing else
least,
to really say
yeah.
about this game. Go get it.
Until
That's
I
all we
actually
have left.
yeah, and about to say until I actually beat the main storyline and get through with enough side quests.
Yeah,
I feel
we
like
are going to do a review, and we'll probably both do a video on it at the same time or something
yeah.
like that. We're going to do a video on it because this game deserves that. And I'm saying this right now. I don't know if he'll ever watch it or not, but Angry Joe, you need to do a review of this game. Like seriously.
I hope he will.
You do not need to do a rapid fire review of this game. That
No.
is wrong.
No,
If
no,
you
no,
do a
no,
rapid
no.
fire of this
Do not.
game,
Do
do not.
You could if he's not going to do a
Do
rapid fire
not.
review of Fallout 76 and he does a rapid fire review of this, I'll feel a little bit let
I'm going to
down.
be very upset.
Yeah.
I'm going to be very let down. Angry Joe, I know you have a lot on your plate. You're probably I think he said he was sick the other day. Seriously, like take the time, check this game out. Because if there's a game that's worth your time and that it's your
Effort.
favorite damn like time of history, because if you go back to your Empire Total War video, you
That's
love that type
right.
of stuff.
Yeah.
This is up your alley, bro.
He
And
actually,
maybe
yeah,
it's time
he
to go
actually,
back to
He actually doesn't have an excuse
He
not
loved
to.
the game.
Yeah.
And he in his other reviews like, yeah, I was a little bit too easy on that game. That game pissed me off, but
Mhm.
like I was forgiving of it. I said, bro, you need to just pick up this game because then you'll
Yeah.
be like, oh my word, what have I been missing out on?
Yeah.
So anywho, sorry, that's my
Mm.
last thing I had to say.
No. But before we end the stream, we're gonna do a little bit something different. We're gonna do a little something fun. Um,
Okay.
we are going to do really just some of our top things. We did a couple of videos like this back in the summer, and they were really fun. I thought they were fun. Um, so we're going to talk about uh, basically do a top five favorite parts of of any game that we can think of. So that means
Top five parts of any game.
yeah. So just
Okay.
moments in the game that any game that you want, they could,
Hmm.
no qualms on it. Shooter, RPG, action, strategy, anything like that. It could be just any specific moment because I know already five that I can think of right off the top of my head that I know are great
Okay.
moments in games. But I wanted to see what if you had one that you want to start off with.
Oh, jeez. I need a little bit of time to think about something like this, but shoot. Top of any game, like my top five moments, or
Yeah, they could literally be anything in the game that you like.
shoot
Like I
of
can
a
start off with
game that I
one.
like.
Yeah, I could start off with
Actually,
one.
can we like wait a second? I gotta use the restroom. I gotta do that real fast. I've
Oh
been
yeah,
kind of sorry. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
we'll be right back after these commercial messages. And now, a actual, in actual, believe it or not, Aries Game Production has moved up in life, and we have basically done a little bit of bonding Rooney with our actual liked videos on YouTube. But um, now time for a word for our sponsor.
Sorry, I was I was literally dying. So
God.
all right. What was Sorry,
Oh.
I was like, okay. As much as like I want to be here for this, I really gotta use the bathroom. All right. So okay. So what's the thing again? Sorry.
Yep. Top five moments in any video game that you've ever played.
Top five moments.
We could do a
Moments
top
is a
10 as well.
hard thing. Moments is a hard thing for me to measure in the game. I'm trying to think because you're talking about like moments in the game. They're like, wow, this is nuts. And I'm trying to think off the top of my head, what was like that for me. I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is like KOTOR. Knights of the Republic. Maybe when you found out that you were Revan.
Mm-hmm.
That's always a really good one. Um, oh, let's see. Uh,
Or maybe not
jeez,
even
this is tough.
maybe not even top five. Let's just do favorite moments because top five may limit us a little bit.
I mean, I'll go as I go. Let's see. Oh, shoot. Witcher 3, where you find Ciri and she thought that she died and she's alive.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good moment. And this is in gaming, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, dang it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like in this game, when you're coming to the new world, it was so cool. I loved it. Like
Yeah.
all the birds coming in through that was a very cool moment.
One of mine.
Uh,
is I have two from Halo 3. Well, one from Halo 2. The other one's from Halo 3. The Halo 2 one that I joke with Die all the time. The Master Chief, defend this station. I need a weapon.
I
Like
need a weapon.
yeah,
I know.
the
I say that. You got me saying that now.
that's
I
just
need a weapon.
just the way that comes off, and especially the anniversary cutscene that they have for that too, the really good HD one,
Yeah.
where he says, "Oh man,
Uh-huh.
it's it's awesome."
I need
Just
a
the
weapon.
the
I need a
atmosphere behind
weapon.
that. Another one is the Warthog run at the end of Halo 3. Oh my God,
I
that's
actually
the
never finished that. I never finished that game. So.
the Warthog run at the end of Halo 3. Like, what a way to end a game. You end a shooting game with basically a Mario Kart speed race to the death. Like you
Well, that's what. Hey, that's how the first one ended.
except this one you're just literally you don't fight anybody. You're literally just in the Warthog escaping to the ship.
Well,
And
that's what. Hey, that's the first one. That's what that one did too. I mean, there was some a little bit. It wasn't a lot. It was a little bit of fighting, but like the last part of the mission was you escaping just before the
yeah.
thing blew up.
Halo 3 is just literally just the Warthog. It's literally just you and the Arbiter escaping from the flood, and
Oh yeah.
the score that goes behind it. Oh my God, Marty's a fucking legend with the Halo score, and you have that like that kind of Celtic atmosphere with the piano, because the Halo 3 soundtrack with the piano like really just put it. Halo 2 was like heavy metal. Halo 3 was more like majestic. Halo 1 was almost like ambient music, and it's just
Mhm.
it's amazing. What's some other ones?
Oh God. I mean, definitely. I'll probably say Halo 1, where you first meet the Flood.
Oh yes,
Definitely a terrifying experience. Very tough experience. You're playing on a higher
yep,
difficulty, for
legendary.
sure.
Yeah, hmm
Let's see here. Actually, it's about to buy a new pistol. I'm actually really excited about this. Oh yeah, get that elegant pistol. Damn, very nice. Nice. So let's see here. Okay, I have one. Samurai Warriors 1. Die.
yes, Hanzo Hattori
Hanzo
versus
Hattori.
the
Oh
Imagawa.
my.
Oh man.
Huh. Who are you? I'm I am the shadow in the night, or
Oh
something
my
like that. Super
God.
super emo anime-esque
Yeah.
like thing to say.
Hanzo,
But
anything.
seriously,
Actually, I
it's
would say anything that Hanzo does in Samurai Warriors 1 is just
just broken.
godlike. Yeah,
Just broken.
but that yeah that
Stop it,
first
Hanzo. You're broken.
yeah that first fight with the Imagawa is crazy.
The guys that when you kill them, they yeah, no, for sure. It's always fun killing them. It's
um,
hilarious.
yeah, it's
They're just so into it.
I would
Or I got
say
it. Tadakatsu versus Keiji Maeda from the Samurai Warriors 1 game.
yes.
That fight in Extreme Legends. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it's nuts.
Uh, so one of them, obviously one of them is from Kingdom Hearts for me. Kingdom Hearts 2 specifically. Riku and Sora versus a final Xemnas, White Robe Xemnas, whatever you want to call it, in the little nobody space that he creates. Um, the monologue that he opens up with, their response to it, the actual fight, the ending to it, it's awesome. Especially for just those two characters, Riku in particular. He was a bastard, and then was actually a decent person at the end of two.
When is he not? When is he not?
Yeah, but at the end of two, he's really not. Even really at the beginning of two, he's not. But um, uh, just like that whole sequence is just amazing to me. It's one of my favorite moments in video games, definitely. Just that entire last part of not only hearing Xemnas's, his sexy voice, but then actually fighting him. The lines he says, all that sort of stuff. Kingdom Hearts 1 probably had a really good one. Not really necessarily a moment, but a fight. The Dragon and Maleficent fight. Uh, well, not actually, no, I take that back. Not the Dragon Maleficent one. The scene before you fight Riku, at the last part of Hall Bastion, where you had the Ansem dialogue. It is I, Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness. Like you finally
The
figure out
Seeker of
this
Darkness.
Ansem guy that you've been hearing so much about is the actual villain behind everything, and he's the one that opens up the worlds and all that sort of stuff. So it's that's really neat. Um, but another really good one um, is actually from for me actually from uh, uh, what was it? Oh, what was it? Final Fantasy Type Zero, and
Hmm.
it is the opening sequence to that game.
Yeah.
The opening sequence of that game is fire, literal fire, and you just get the sense that it's not like your dad's Final Fantasy. Like this is this is, you know uh, this is the Final Fantasy that's not only is the most violent Final Fantasy probably, not probably it is, but you just get a sense of like the more war aspect of Final Fantasy. So that's the opening sequence where you get to meet Class Zero is just awesome. It really is. What other ones you got?
Uh, I really, I mean, Republic Commando, when you are checking out the, oh shoot, it's just one of the Republic acclimator ships. Uh, uh, I can't remember, but like, basically it was taken over by Trandoshan slavers, and they killed everybody on board, and like the ship's like a horror movie. The very beginning of that game of that mission is like a horror movie. And it's like, you're having your squad gets split up and taken out, so you have to like find them, get them back up on their feet, and take it back over the ship. And it's a great mission. You literally see, the shotgun that's in Battlefront 2 is actually the shotgun that's in that game,
Hmm.
and you literally see a Trandoshan take clone trooper. He's on his knees and he just shoots him in the face with that shotgun. And the commando's like, shotguns? I don't think they're made ballistic weapons anymore, projectile weapons anymore, or they use them or whatever.
Hmm.
It's just funny. But,
Um, one that I ended up liking more when I got older versus when I first saw it. Gears of War 2, where Dom finds his wife in the grub cells, and uh, finds out that like she's just been like emaciated and tortured, uh, and ends up having to kill her. And uh, it's just a really somber scene. Gears is full of somber moments. It just is. It's just the type of game that it is. It's about death really and what it does to people.
mhm.
And just I mean, just like it's one.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
It really just kind of tugs. It does tug your heartstrings a little bit. Uh, just because uh, it it's just about a guy who finds his wife basically tortured and has to kill her.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you just see him. It's because Dom is like the guy who's like usually the most upbeat person in that entire group. Your group of four guys that you have on the squad, and just seeing him like that for like basically two missions, he's pretty much like
Hmm.
that. And you're just like, man, you can just the mood just shifts immediately in the game. Like
Sure.
Mark, because Marcus asked him, he's like, hey, I found a stealthy way in, but if you want to go in there and kill them all, I don't blame you. And Dom's like, yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
murder everybody here. And you're like, hell yes, let's go. And so it gives you a very like satisfactory feeling though at the end of it too, because Dom kind of gets a
Mhm.
little bit of revenge essentially. You want him to get revenge on the people that pretty much killed his wife. And uh, but still, my favorite moment, or not really my favorite, one of my favorites, um, Joel and Ellie's scene in the house
Sure.
in the fall
Sure.
season of The Last of Us.
You are not my daughter.
Oh my God! I
Yeah.
every time I watch that scene, I get chills. The voice
I
acting.
never, I actually played it not too long ago, and it wasn't that recent, but I remember
Mm,
playing it. I'm like, wow, how, I always heard how amazing it was, but then they remastered for the PS4, Phenomenal game. You never played it? Go play it
Mm.
now. Go play it yesterday. You should have played it yesterday already.
Yeah, when The Last of
Um,
Us 2
but yeah.
finally comes out, I'm pre-ordering the shit out of it. I want the game.
See, I've heard some problems with the game. I've heard there's been some issues with getting it all together and crap. So I don't know. I feel like that one's going to be kind of a flop.
Yeah,
I
but
think it is.
I'll,
You can
I'll
kind
s-
of tell when a game is going to be a flop sometimes. So you
yeah,
got to be careful.
because I feel like that's what happens to Kingdom Hearts 3 for me. We had high
You can
expectations for the
tell.
game, and you can
You
just
can
tell by playing the
tell.
game. Yeah, but
Yeah.
even if that does happen to The Last of Us 2, I'll probably still end up playing it just because I care about the characters so damn much now. And but that scene in particular, if you've especially if you've played the game, or even if you haven't, you just seen or watched that scene. Uh, Troy Baker and Ashley, they kill it in that scene. Like it's just two really good actors just reading the lines, putting everything they got behind it, and the
I need a weapon.
characters.
Oh,
Yeah,
wrong game. Wrong game.
damn, God. But the characters are like even when they're animated in the game too, just you can kind of see the emotion on them too, which is probably one of the first games that I actually can
Mhm.
say that I actually saw some actual human emotion that looked like it was viable in a game. And so Naughty Dog are master storytellers anyway. They did it with the Uncharted series. They do it with The Last of Us. Uh, so they they're top notch storytelling, and that is like that's to me the pinnacle, their masterpiece. Just that scene right there, and it just puts a lot of it together, and it's just really nice. Um,
Hmm.
a funny one to me is actually in a fighting game. It's in Tekken 7. um, Akuma versus Heihachi. Never
Just want to
in
say I invest into science and now crafting stuff is amazing now. Sorry, continue on.
oh god, but
God, it's amazing. It's so much better now. God,
uh,
my life is so much better now with this.
but Tekken 7. Whoever would have thought, number one, that a Street Fighter character would be in Tekken 7, but that he's actual canon in the Tekken universe. The guys from Street Fighter and Tekken both have said that Akuma is now canon in the Tekken universe, and a lot of people weren't a big fan of that at first. I don't think I was a big fan of it at first because I just liked Akuma being a guest character in the game, but he actually ties into the Mishima story very well, and that fight in the dojo, not only is it hype, all the fights in Tekken 7 story are actually pretty hype, but just that fight in particular, it just feels like two giants of the gaming world just finally meeting each other, colliding, and it's just awesome. Like it's not really particularly deep. It's not a really deep interaction with the characters, but it comes to a build up, and the build up's just so hyped that you're just like, wow, this is just fucking awesome. Like it just is. Uh, but that's pretty much most of what I just wanted to do. I just want to do a little fun thing to end the stream on. Um, but
Sure,
uh,
I like it.
but guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to go check out my buddy
Definitely.
Professor Diehard's channel and watch that stream as well. I'm actually going to do that here later on tonight. But make sure to check out his channel as well. And
Thank you.
because I
Thank you.
know, well, he'll definitely put some more about Greedfall. I have actually yet to put a stream up on the game until now, because I've just been
Do it, man.
enjoying it so much. But
It's kind of one of those games where you kind of have to do that sometimes.
mhm. um, but that's why I actually did not finish streaming the rest of Kingdom Hearts 3. I think I actually will go back and do it eventually. Finish my stream of Kingdom Hearts 3. I just don't want. I actually have to re-download it, because it's like 60 gigs. But um, I'll probably do it eventually, just so everybody can kind of see the ending of. And I might actually do it with the DLC, because whenever I played the game, I was like, I don't want the ending to be like this. And now that they actually have a more satisfying, I guess, somewhat ending, I might do that. So, um, but that's it for the stream. Make sure you guys stay tuned. I'll see you guys next time. Deuces.